So a common thing that we need to do is maybe curate a playlist for our students so they can watch maybe some instructional videos on YouTube. Well, the only challenge with YouTube is that a lot of times you have these commercials
on it for about a week
that play at the beginning, and that's very much a distraction. Or there's all these extra videos on the side, or we don't want to see the comments. Now, YouTube has made some improvements recently, as I think of September 1st of 2021. They are limiting what students can see. Well, part of the problem is that it is also restricting playlists. And so students may not be able to see playlists that have been created. So I want to show you a good way to work around this limitation with YouTube and also eliminate the ads that you get in YouTube. So what I'm going to do is I'll jump over to Teams first. And what we'll do is use the class notebook that's built into Teams to put together a playlist. So in my class notebook, you can see here I've got all my students and I have these main sections. So I have the content library, collaboration space, and teachers only. So I'm going to put my YouTube playlist in the content library section. So that way it's a place that the students, or no one can make changes except for me as the teacher, but all the students can see it and it's easy for them to access. So in order to kind of make this a good, easy place to go back to every time, I'm going to make this in a new tab inside the content library and just call it YouTube lessons. And so here I'm in Teams. You could do this inside of Teams. So we'll just go ahead and click here, or you could use the OneNote desktop app, and I may switch over to that in just a moment to show you some extra things that you can do to adjust and make the videos appear a little bit better. So let's just call this YouTube video lessons. Okay, and then we'll click OK. Ooh, it jumped it up there at the top, so I'm just going to drag it and drop it into let's try that again. Or delete the section. So a little tip here, you have to have selected inside of a section group in order for it to place that section in there, and I had it placed in the wrong place. So we'll do the YouTube video lessons. We'll click OK. So there's my YouTube video lessons. I'm going to push that up to the top. You can just drag and drop sections in OneNote, so that makes it really easy to reorder it. And so I'll click on this, and I'm going to name this Unit 5 Geology, because I've got some YouTube videos that are related to geology. So let's jump back over to my YouTube videos that I brought up. I've got 3 different ones about geology. And so to get that in there, all I have to do is copy the URL at the top. So we'll do Control-C to copy, or you can right click on it and copy. So we'll minimize that and come back to OneNote and we'll paste that in. So OneNote automatically recognizes that this is a YouTube video and it embeds it in this page, and you can actually click play and start the video. So the really nice thing here is you notice that there was no ad like there was on the YouTube video that I had brought up. There's no ad. Here I've got this Grammarly ad. There's also a lot of times these ads that pop up during the video, and that also gets cut out whenever we're playing these videos in OneNote online. So I'm just going to put my cursor below that video, and let's go grab the next video from the playlist. So I've got this next tab here. We'll Control-C to copy. We'll jump back over to OneNote inside of Teams, and we'll paste that in there. So you can see those are showing up nice. And so I can just continue to work through and add in more videos and build out this playlist for my students. And the great thing is, whenever my students come into Teams, I could actually just assign this page. I could refer to it, in the general chat for the class, and just keep coming back to it each time. And it just makes it easy for the students to find this list. Just to show you another option on getting the URL, you can copy the URL from the address bar, but there's also, you can click on the share, and whenever you click on the copy link here, that's another way to get it. Either one works, just whichever is the simplest for you. So we'll jump back over here into Teams, and we'll paste the last video in. Sometimes you have to enter, and you can see it changed the name of the link. Now, the great thing is here, you could also come in and add any text, you know, around these videos to help guide your students on, you know, what the video is about, or some of the, maybe some questions that you want the students to get out of the video. So there's a lot of options there. And that's one of the things that's really nice about this, as opposed to just creating a YouTube playlist and linking to the YouTube playlist. One of the other things I wanted to point out is that you notice how these videos are maybe a little bit small. So one of the things the students can do is they can go here to view, and they can adjust the view or the size of the page. They can hit control and zoom in, or they can, there's a view option here. There it is. So I just had it collapsed a little bit too much, but you can go from zoom here and go up to like 150, and makes these a little bit easier to see. Now, as the teacher, I may want to just go ahead and change that, change the size of these videos. So unfortunately, in the OneNote Online, you can't do that. So you can go to open OneNote desktop app, and when you do that, we'll get our, let me refresh here. So we'll sync this notebook here, and we'll get our YouTube channel. All right, so we got our YouTube videos, and now with the OneNote desktop application, I'm using the OneNote for Windows 10. You can resize these and make them a little bit bigger, maybe a little bit easier to see for the students. So that's a good thing to keep in mind. Again, you can do all the editing here. If you've already got your OneNote notebook, class notebook opened up in your desktop app, you could work from there rather than working in Teams. So it's just totally up to you. You definitely have that flexibility with that connection. So makes it a lot easier. So now whenever my students come into the class notebook, they can click on my YouTube tab. They can click on this Unit 5 Geology, and they can watch my videos that I've got set up for them. Now,
so I've got my essay written.
If they need to, they can click on the links up here, and it takes them straight to the video. That option is still there. And one thing to note, the full screen does work, so that's something that they can take advantage of whenever they're watching these videos.
Can you guess what this video is?
All right, so I think that pretty much covers it. Hopefully this is helpful and making these videos a lot easier for your students to access, and also cutting out all those advertisements at the same time. We can keep our focus and help our students complete the tasks.